The preparation started yesterday and it's going well into today. As soon as we pulled up, they were filling up more trucks with salt and brine. They've got 200,000 gallons of brine ready to go ahead and treat these roads, because I'll tell you, when we were coming down here, this is at their maintenance activities unit in Forest Park. Driving downtown on the connector and coming all the way south to Forest Park, it was snowing way heavier than anybody expected. It was beautiful, but also really unexpected. So they're being flexible and kind of going with the flow here. But I want to bring in Natalie Dale. She's a spokesperson for GDOT. You started this yesterday, but what are you guys doing today to stay on top of the snow?
So we did start yesterday, and it was very important for us to get that first layer down, that first layer of brine down, that proactive approach that we have, that we've developed a brine system since the storm of 2014. So right now we are busy. You've seen us loading up our new brine trucks, making new brine to replenish what we did last night. So we've got plow crews out, spotting the roads, metro areas all the way to the north, checking for trouble spots, checking for any slush that's setting up. Again, getting that brine down has given us a leg up from a leg ahead of the storm. So we're going to get another layer of brine down tonight, probably around 8 or 9. You'll see more brine tankers roll out and treat all those same lanes from metro areas all the way to the north of the state to make sure that we're keeping that salinity on the road that keeps that ice from binding as the temperatures keep dropping.
And you guys have ways of knowing which roads are getting more treacherous and which ones need more help. So what are you seeing right now? Which ones need more focus?
Well, brine isn't the only tool that we have since 2014. We have our roadway weather information sensors where we can monitor pavement temperatures, pavement conditions, what's going on. So we've been watching those very closely. I-20, that I-20 corridor coming in from Alabama where the storm came from, earlier those temperatures started to plummet pretty quickly and you had slush set up on the roads. So we sent some plow teams out in that area to address some concerns. Of course, our North Georgia counties always get hit worse than metro area. Typically they do. So they've got all of their brine crews, all of their plow crews out. We have about 740 team members on staff right now working from the metro area north to make sure that we're getting brined, that we're getting plowed, that we're making sure that what's going on our roads is keeping this ice from setting, keeping our roads safe. But again, people need to stay tuned to the news so they know how road conditions could deteriorate, where those trouble spots, and when to stay off the road.
Well, things are already a little bit more unexpected than what we had predicted, but and up north we're getting pictures, especially in Ackworth, of the roads now having a little bit of accumulation, which is kind of different than what we were expecting. And you guys have a very wide area to cover, all the way up to the Tennessee line, down below Metro Atlanta, which is a very large area. So how do you have enough trucks and enough people to cover all of that?
Well, since 2014, we've really made sure that every district in every corner of the state is really self-sufficient when it comes to winter weather. So they've got their own brine production units. They're fully staffed with equipment, the plow trucks, trucks F-250s that we retrofit to be plow trucks during winter weather, so that every district is managing their own winter weather effort. But we know, we're all a team here. So if we need to shift momentum to a different area that's getting harder, we can do that. If teams from South Georgia that aren't seeing weather like this need to come up to the metro area, we have the flexibility to do that. So a lot has gone into planning this. So while this may not be expected, because Mother Nature certainly doesn't give us a playbook, we're ready for any scenario, and we can move sort of our chess pieces around the board based on where this hits hardest.
And Natalie, what's the likelihood, since we know the ground temperature is going to get colder, we know it's going to get freezing tomorrow, what's the likelihood of ice on some roads going into the weekend?
Well, there is almost absolute certainty that you'll see ice on the roads going into the weekend from tonight into tomorrow, because we have optimal conditions, especially for black ice. So you're going to see road temperatures continue to drop. They're down into the 30s now. They're going to get down to freezing. You're going to have air temperatures well below freezing. So what you're looking at is prime time for that black ice, which is why it was important we got that brine out there and we've got all of our crews out on the road. So even though we're out there working very hard, the best thing for you to do is to stay off the road while we're out there treating. It allows you to be safe, it allows our crews to be safe, and of course stay tuned to the news so you know where trouble spots are and what the road conditions are.
But all in all, you feel prepared?
We stay prepared now. Again, there is a lot that has gone into our planning since 2014. A lot of tools, whether that's technology, whether that's materials like brine, and our relationship with the National Weather Service allows us to be so proactive now. So we're ready, we're out there, and we're working. So we just ask that the public work with us through this.
Perfect. Natalie, thank you so much. And before I let you go, I want to show you one more thing here at this MAU, which is the Maintenance Activities Unit. All of these big barrels, that's filled with brine, which is just salt water. It's a very cost-effective way to stay safe during the storm, but we'll be here monitoring the activities, and then we'll get out on the road in the Thunder Truck to show you some of those beautiful white areas. But stick with us because we're going to give you live looks of where the conditions are getting worse and better and what you need to know. Back to you, Sheba.
Christy, many lessons learned from Snowmageddon 2014, the big storm then. So we brought you an update on the roads. Also